Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work here at the Blueford branch of the Kansas City Public Library. April is National Poetry Month. For April of 2025, I am reading 3 or 4 poems a day from Edgar Lee Masters' Spoon River Anthology. The premise of the book, this is a collection of poems. Each poem is the narrative by a dead person, so they're speaking from their grave. We're supposed to imagine, I think, that we're wandering through the cemetery at Spoon River, Illinois, which is a fictional place, and that the dead are speaking to us. Today we'll be looking at John M. Church, Russian Sonia, and Isa Nutter. John M. Church. I was attorney for the Q and the indemnity company which insured the owners of the mine. I pulled the wires with judge and jury and the upper courts to beat the claims of the crippled, the widow, and orphan, and made a fortune thereat. The Bar Association sang my praises in a high-flown resolution, and the floral tributes were many, but the rats devoured my heart, and a snake made a nest in my skull. So here, John Church, an attorney in good standing. He worked for the vested interests, for the mines, and the people who were desperately in need, who sued the mines because of injuries and other things sustained. They, of course, got cheated in effect, and now, of course, his dead body is just being devoured by critters, the way everyone's body is, but he had been a great attorney, and now look at him. Russian Sonia. I, born in Weimar, of a mother who was French and a German father, a most learned professor, orphaned at 14 years, became a dancer, known as Russian Sonia, all up and down the boulevards of Paris, mistress betimes of sundry dukes and counts, and later of poor artists and of poets. At 40 years passé, I sought New York and met old Patrick Hummer on the boat, red-faced and hale, though turned his 60th year, returning after having sold a shipload of cattle in the German city Hamburg. He brought me to Spoon River, and we lived here for 20 years. They thought we were married. This oak tree near me is the favorite haunt of blue jays chattering all the day. And why not? For my very dust is laughing for thinking of the humorous thing called life. So here, a young woman who had some fame as a dancer ended up settling down, as it turned out, in Spoon River, and basically realizes the ludicrous nature of life, and so she feels somewhat comforted by the fact that there are blue jays chattering in a tree near where her grave is. Isa Nutter. Doc Myers and I had satyriasis, and Doc Hill called it leukemia. But I know what brought me here. I was 64, but strong as a man of 35 or 40. And it wasn't writing a letter a day, and it wasn't late hours 7 nights a week, and it wasn't the strain of thinking of Minnie, and it wasn't fear or a jealous dread, or the endless task of trying to fathom her wonderful mind, or sympathy for the wretched life she led with her first and second husband. It was none of these that laid me low, but the clamor of daughters and threats of sons, and the sneers and curses of all my kin, right up to the day I sneaked to Peoria and married Minnie in spite of them. And why do you wonder my will was made for the best and purest of women? So here, a guy who died, who married someone because he loved her. The family didn't approve, but he didn't worry about them and kept them out of the will, leaving everything to his wife. So that was John M. Church, Russian Sonia, and Isa Nutter.